A series of senseless shootings Saturday, and now a community tries to come to terms with the loss of 3 people in Moscow, Idaho. A 4th victim, Michael Chin, is in the hospital. They were gunned down one by one Saturday afternoon. And tonight, KXLY4 working for you as we learn more about the suspect and his motive. Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Nadine Woodward. 29-year-old John Lee kept his head down during today's hearing in Whitman County, wearing a tearaway vest. That's what inmates wear when they're on suicide watch. Lee was charged with felony eluding in COLFAX for leading authorities on a high-speed chase. He was also appointed a public defender. Tonight, in-depth coverage as KXLY4's Casey Lund reports on the vigil held to remember those victims. But first, KXLY4's Jeff Humphrey live tonight in COLFAX. And Jeff, police still not clear on a motive in this case.
Nadine, only clear that these were not random acts and that Lee specifically targeted all 3 of these people as part of some deep-seated grudge. Now the Moscow Police Department looking for the common denominator for these 3 victims. Today, John Lee was led into court wearing what's called a suicide smock. Unlike jail jumpsuits, this vest is easily torn and could not support his weight if Lee tried to use it to hang himself. Moscow police say the Latah County Jail is now gearing up for similar anti-suicidal precautions.
We will be working with our county partners, especially Sheriff Roush and his team, and any assistance we can provide to his jail staff, and in any type of initial appearance or transports, we will be there to offer.
The chief says so far as investigators haven't turned up any evidence that Lee had previously diagnosed mental health problems, but that may explain why it appears that Lee first killed his adoptive mother, then moved on to David Trail inside his insurance office. Ultimately, Lee went to the Arby's where his parents like to eat and killed manager Belinda Nyber.
We're trying to determine if the 2 women knew each other beyond the association at the restaurant.
After leading police on a high-speed pursuit, Lee crashed his Honda north of COLFAX. Investigators say they found 5 guns inside Lee's Honda, including the semi-automatic pistol they believe was used to commit the murders. Detectives don't know if Lee intended to claim additional victims, only that police interrupted whatever else Lee was planning.
We're not sure. I mean, we've been asked questions if he had a hit list. We haven't determined that at this point, but we're still in the preliminary parts of trying to look into some of his electronic evidence, and maybe that'll reveal some more indication on if there was any additional actions or what his plans were after he did this act.
Nadine, here in Whitman County, Lee is charged with reckless driving and felony eluding. In fact, today the Whitman County prosecutor said that it was a miracle that other people were not hurt as Lee drove through COLFAX at 60 miles an hour, eventually reaching 110 miles an hour, weaving in and out of oncoming traffic. Today, Lee could have waived his right to an extradition hearing. He did not. And so beginning on Friday, we'll see the process start of Idaho trying to get Lee back across the state line and into Idaho, where he faces murder charges. That hearing getting underway Friday afternoon here in COLFAX. Reporting live in Whitman County, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.
Thank you for that, Jeff.